Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, and you know what that means. It is time for the Mevo Audio Show. My name is Joseph Pisani, and I am a technical specialist here with Mevo. And today we're going to talk about some different ways you can run audio to the Mevo. We're going to take a look at some of the internal options as well. And I have a couple of surprises. But before we start, I'd like to talk about what we have going on. So on Tuesdays, in case you're new to this, Mevo, we do live shows 4 days a week. So on Tuesdays, we do Ask Mevo Anything. And on that show, Joe Mevo, our senior technical specialist, Joe Capehart, he does a single cam show where he shows the customers how to use the Mevo directly out of the box, what it's capable of. He also answers your questions live as far as things like networking or just troubleshooting, any type of common things that you may run into when using the Mevo. It looks like I'm going to raise my volume up here. How am I sounding for you guys? Am I talking loud enough? Am I coming in good? Let's give it a little boost there. All right, this should be good. Cool. All right, so audio levels are good. Back to what we're talking about. On Wednesdays, Will, who was just chatting to me just now, Will does a multicam show. So if you're new to Mevo, if you don't know, if you haven't heard yet, we just came out with our multicam app. And on the multicam app, you can hook up to 3 Mevos together and really just set up a whole production from your phone or tablet, which is awesome. So on Wednesdays, Will takes care of that for us, and he goes through all the ins and outs. He goes through all like the really in-depth features of that app, like adjusting your image, adding in graphics, how to mix and match your audio. On Thursdays, we do a full-on Mevo Live, and that's at this set here that you see. And what we do there is we try to really push the limits of the Mevo. We try to get as complicated of a setup as possible and really just try to show people how you can expand from just a Mevo coming out of the box into a full-scale production. And of course, on Fridays is the audio show, and that's with me, and I am here to talk to you all about how to use the Mevo with audio, how to get the best audio run to your Mevo for your best quality, what mics to use, what for certain situations, and we'll go over some stuff like that. So that's on Fridays. So that's our agendas, and let's also talk about what we're doing today. So today's setup is a little different. If you follow the show, I generally do this at the at-home studio that I have, but today I'm in the office in Brooklyn. And oops, that's not the wrong slide. That's the right slide. And that's the wrong slide. Let's go back to that. Cool. We're looking for this guy. That's what we want. All right. So let's talk about what we're going to do today. So we're going to go through the internal microphone settings on the Mevo. We're definitely going to talk about that. I'm going to answer your questions live. So if you do have questions, please put them in the comments section of Facebook or YouTube. Will is in there right now. He's helping me out today, and he'll be able to forward those to me so we can get those questions answered live. And then I'm also going to show you a bit of a new thing that people have been asking about, and that's the Windows wireless webcam, and I have that set up to show you as well. So let's kick it off with the show. And first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be the Mevo Start. So when talking about the Mevo Start and looking at the audio options, there's a couple of different ways you can get audio in. You have the internal audio, which is the built-in 3X EMS microphones, and they are on the top of the Mevo. As you can see here, the 3 triangular formation dots on the top of the Mevo, those are actually your 3 microphones. So that's how the Mevo picks up sound internally. But that's not your only option. You can absolutely use the external feature. If you look on the right-hand side here, the 3.5 millimeter TRS jack, or you can use the USB-C in for your audio as well. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So right now, I'm actually coming through the 3.5 millimeter jack. So if I go to my mixer in my Mevo app, and I go into my audio settings, let's get that back. There we go. So as you can see here in the Mevo audio settings, I'm using the line in. So the way I'm going on this is I'm going from this. This is a blue baby bottle microphone. Just bumped into it. This microphone is being sent to a mixer, which is you can see right here. It's going through channel 1 on the mixer right here. It's coming in and being sent out of, I'm moving away from the mic. It's being sent out of the headphone jack, which you can see here. and that's going to the back of the, well, jumping up a little bit, peek a little bit. That's going to the back of the Mevo Start 3.5 millimeter input. So right now I'm using the 3.5 millimeter TRS input. So I say TRS, and that's important to know because some connections like TRRS will not work. So I'll give you an example of that right now. Let's go into here. There we go. So if you look here on the slide, you'll see 3 different versions of this connection. Now, the 2 on the left, the gold ones, these are the 1/4-inch versions, but the Mevo takes in the 3.5 millimeter. I just wanted to blow it up so you can really see the differences. So on the left here, the tip sleeve, this is generally a mono connection. This is also known as an instrument connection. So this is really good for if you're, not really good, but this is mainly used for, guitar cables, bass, any type of keyboards or any type of, mono audio out. If you're using a mixer that has a left and right channel audio out, you would use that TS cable on both of those outputs to get your left and right channel. When you go into the middle slide here, this is the tip ring sleeve. This is commonly known as a stereo input. So this is going to give you your left and right through one cable. So if you do have a stereo connection that you're looking to get or a stereo performance, you can get that left-right audio. Now the tip ring sleeve on the right-hand side, this is mainly for a mic return. So on depending on when you got your cell phone or your tablet, you have a mic, you have a audio input, which is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, right? The way that works with the tip ring sleeve is that extra ring is a mic return. So if you guys remember when you have like the old wireless headsets, or I'm sorry, wired headsets, and they have the mute button on the cable itself, that's so you can mute and talk back and listen to music, but also talk back to a conversation through a phone call. That's what that extra channel is on. Now, because the Mevo Start does not have that, that's not part of that. That connection will not work. So if you look over here, let me just get that's my sales. Nope, I'm all over the place today. There he is. Cool. So if you look on the back of the Mevo Start on the right-hand side here, it's a 3.5 millimeter stereo input. So that's a TRS input. So if you're using a cable that does have that TRRS input, you may run into issues. It's not going to work. Might be one of the first things you want to check if you have audio issues. Cool. So before we go into the microphones, I want to check some questions first. So let's see what we got coming up. Great. So it says from Joe, it says, what is the best way to connect the Mevo to the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics? That is a great question. I do have some, they're on the other side of the room right now, but I can show you here. Hold on. Let's take a look at the mic slides here. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And that's the blue. Here we go. So the question is about these. These are the Rode Wireless Go's. These are a very popular lavalier mic. So what this is a wireless connection from the Mevo to a person or a soundboard. So let's talk about that a little bit. Thank you for that question, Joe. So there's a couple different ways you could do this here. You can have it where you're using this specifically as a microphone. So if you have the lav set up on someone's person, the receiving unit will then be plugged through the 3.5 millimeter input. Do something like this. It's a regular 3.5 millimeter stereo cable. You can go out of the receiving unit directly into the Mevo. So what this will do is give you a direct signal wirelessly from the transmitting unit of the Rode Go to the Mevo. So that's option 1. Option 2, okay, you can also plug in a line input to send signal from one unit to the other. So if you look on the top of the Rode Go, there is a microphone in, so that could be used for a lav, but it's also a line input. So you can come out of a mixer, go into the Rode transmitter, and then the receiver plugged into the Mevo. So if you do want more channels, so if you're using something like this and you want to send all these channels, to the mixer, and you want to push these all the way up or push these through into your mix, you can absolutely do that by connecting the receiving unit, the transmitting unit of the Rode Go right from your mixer, and then that'll send you your signal and you'll get your mix from the mixer itself as well. So hopefully that answers that a little bit. Uh, I'm gonna call you Shiva. Shivanath? Did I say that right? Shivanath? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I did. Um, would love to see a feature where we can use the Mevo internal mics as a backup channel as a safety. Cool. Let's see.